This is a big, big race, as I said. It's one of the few consequential primaries that we're seeing in the area, other than Democrats killing each other running for governor in Pennsylvania. Let's go to Steve Lonegan on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Steve, welcome in. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Dominic, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, tell me, what does it boil down to? We've heard the competing ads, the MacArthur ads, your ads. They're all over the place here on Talk Radio 1210. What's it boiled down to for you?
Well, Dom, 6 months ago, I ran a statewide race against Democrat superstar Cory Booker, who spent an amazing $12 million to beat me. I had $3 million. And he threw everything he had at me. He brought in the big guns, and I beat Cory Booker in the 3rd District with 54% of the vote. I have the best record for winning that district with any Republican on the planet in the last decade. So I go into the race a proven winner in the 3rd District with my conservative message. The other part of the equation is that this primary election is a very clear decision between a conservative Republican and a liberal Republican on every issue. You know, I've been on your show many times in the past decade. I've spoken out openly and worked very, very hard to fight the passage of Obamacare. I want to vote to completely repeal Obamacare.
Okay.
My opponent has actually called for a Ted Kennedy, Hillary Clinton-style health care insurance program of last resort funded by taxpayers, which is the basis of Obamacare. So it's Obamacare light. It's that old story of the Republicans want to do what the Democrats are doing. They'll just do it a little differently. When it comes to taxation, I have openly stood up for a flat tax. My goal in life is to see on my tombstone that this is the man who dismantled the IRS as we know it. I'm an open supporter of a flat tax, very, very important to Pennsylvania, which has a terrific flat tax program. My opponent has openly supported progressive taxation. He's actually said it's fine. You know, Ronald Reagan once said in his outstanding speech, A Time for Choosing, that do we have the courage to end the immorality of progressive taxation? My opponent's answer is no. He supports progressive taxation, which is the cornerstone, Don.
Right.
The cornerstone of income redistribution.
Well, I think listeners know of you. Steve, what would you say, though? The other side says, look, this could be a relatively safe seat here, and you've run any number of times, and you did very well against Cory Booker, but you haven't won, and that should concern voters. We need to get a win here. Well,
I won in the town of Bogota 3 times, which is a 2-to-1 heavy Democrat town.
Mm-hmm.
I ran a massive statewide effort to defeat a 8% sales tax and won against the odds. That was a campaign, and I won in the 3rd District by a substantial margin. My opponent, on the other hand, has never run in a competitive race of any type. He comes out of a Morris County town of Randolph, and all you need is an R next to your name. He's been involved in politics for 3 years. The man's never been vetted, never been in a competitive race of any type. And when his background comes out and the way he's made his money, I think the Democrats will dismantle him piece by piece and not just take down him.
Give us some of the people or groups, Steve Lonegan, that are endorsing you. Not that endorsements tell us the whole thing. For example, I know at least one major Tea Party group is endorsing MacArthur. Who's endorsing Steve Lonegan?
I have every Tea Party group in the state of New Jersey, as well as the National Tea Party Express. So I have all the conservative coalition. I have the endorsement of Ron Paul. I have a major endorsement, which we'll announce on your show. I will not announce now. It's early, coming out this week. So I have this is a classic, and we're seeing this around the country, Dom. The conservative base of the Republican Party taking on the liberal wing of the Republican Party. The wing of the Republican Party that wants to repeal Obamacare with their own version of Obamacare, such as a Hillary Clinton-style last resort, such as, well, we'll take a progressive taxation and income redistribution, but you need to do it our way. And by the way, you know, one thing I've fought very, very hard for in my career over the last decade is to put an end to this COA, Council on Affordable Housing, low-income housing scheme that has been a real disaster for New Jersey. I've fought this tooth and nail, and my opponent has openly wrapped his arms around it, gave it a big wet kiss, and said, let's bring taxpayer-funded low-income housing into his town. He raised taxes to do it so he could create diversity through social engineering. Sounds just like Barack Obama. So what you're seeing in the liberal wing of the Republican Party is this mantra, well, we have to run as moderates. You know, we have to run as liberals, and this way we'll dupe voters into thinking we're really nice guys. And we go to Washington, D.C., everything will be exactly the same.
All righty. Well, Steve, would you tell people where to find you? And I'm very glad you'll be making a major announcement next Thursday the 21st, when you debate your opponent on my show. We'll tell people the location Could be in studio, or it could be we really want to do it in your district. That's what we're working on. Where do people find, if they're supportive of Steve Lonegan, or to learn more about you, or to volunteer, or to contribute? What do they do?
If you want to support the conservative candidate in this race, go to Lonegan.com. That's Lonegan.com. Contribute, join on to the many grassroots activists across the state, across the district, and we'll win this election.
Hey, Steve, we'll talk with you. Thank you very much, and we'll talk with you next Thursday.
Thanks, Tom.
All right, Steve Lonegan with us here on Talk Radio 1210 as he sees it versus Tom McCarthy.